In a single season, Caitlin Clark has transformed the understanding of what it signifies to be a rookie in the WNBA. While A'ja Wilson received the MVP accolade and the finals triumph was secured by the New York Liberty, it is Clark who consistently garners attention. This time, her acclaim stems not from her athletic performances but from her overwhelming success in the WNBA collectibles market, significantly surpassing the sales of prominent figures such as Wilson and Sabrina Ionescu. During the Golden December Elite Auction, Clark's trading cards established unprecedented records, representing an astounding $216,672 of the overall $219,906 in WNBA card sales. By comparison, Wilson's most valuable card sold for $915, whereas Ionescu's reached $2,319. The performance of the Fever Guard surpassed both competitors, underscoring her unparalleled appeal. Clark's inaugural year with the Indiana Fever has been dynamic, with recognitions from Time and the Associated Press further reinforcing her status as a cultural icon. She is not only achieving victories but also altering public perceptions of the WNBA. As women's sports garner increased global attention, Caitlin Clark stands at the vanguard of this evolution. Her capacity to inspire fans across generations has initiated a ripple effect, enhancing interest in collectibles, merchandise, and the WNBA as a whole. With her cards breaking records and her influence expanding, Clark is not merely leading the league, she is redefining it. The extent of her ascent remains uncertain, however, it is indisputable that the Caitlin Clark effect is a lasting phenomenon. Indiana Fever supporters have been patiently waiting since the conclusion of the 2024 WNBA regular season. Fortunately for these fans, there are numerous cherished memories and contests from the 2024 season to reflect upon. This nostalgia is primarily attributed to the on-court synergy that emerged between consecutive number 1 overall picks of the 2023 and 2024 WNBA drafts, Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark, which propelled the Fever to their first playoff appearance since 2016. These two emerging athletes have established themselves as foundational players for the franchise, transforming the Fever into a compelling contender as they approach the 2025 season. What may be most daunting for rival teams and their supporters is the fact that both Clark and Boston are still at a young age, indicating that their development will likely continue to progress throughout their careers. Furthermore, off-season training videos released by the Fever featuring both players indicate that their advancements are already in motion. Heartwarming moments shared on social media can bring joy to countless individuals, and this week's viral highlight features Caitlin Clark's grandmother, a dedicated superfan. A video illustrating a memorable gift reveal is captivating audiences online. In the clip, posted on Instagram by Indianapolis native Taylor Massey, a grandmother is presented with a box containing an Indiana Fever jersey emblazoned with Clark's name. Her heartfelt response screaming Caitlin Clark, with uncontained enthusiasms at the stage for an even more significant surprise. After admiring the jersey, her family encouraged her to explore the box once more. On this occasion, she found tickets to watch Clark and the Fever in an upcoming preseason matchup. Overcome with emotion, the grandmother declared, "I'm going to the game. I'm shaking." Her authentic happiness, evident in the video, resonated profoundly with the audience. The clip swiftly gained traction online, drawing the attention of Caitlin Clark. The Fever star replied with an endearing 3-word comment, "Let's go Grams." This interaction, shared via Overtime's Instagram account, further broadened the video's reach. With over 40,000 likes and continuing to rise, the post celebrated the connection between fans and athletes. The official Indiana Fever Instagram account joined in the excitement, sharing the video on their story and enhancing the heartwarming buzz. Caitlin Clark, who consistently creates joyful experiences, recently concluded an extraordinary 2024 season that awarded her the AP Female Athlete of the Year accolade. She now stands alongside legends such as Cheryl Swoops and Candace Parker, becoming the 4th female basketball player to attain this recognition. Her influence both on and off the court perpetuates the advancement of women's basketball. Following a challenging initiation into her WNBA career, Clark found her rhythm, establishing a single-game assist record with 19 and becoming the quickest player to achieve 100 three-pointers in merely 34 games. Her leadership steered the Indiana Fever to the playoffs for the first time since 2016, reinforcing her identity as a transformative presence in the sport. It is evident that the Indiana Fever emerged as the WNBA's most popular basketball team during the 2024 regular season. This is illustrated by the attendance figures they recorded during both home and away games, ticket pricing, merchandise sales, and virtually every other metric utilized to gauge a team's prominence. Former Iowa Hawkeyes star Caitlin Clark, who is arguably the most significant figure in women's basketball history at the age of 22 and with only one season of professional play, serves as the catalyst for Indiana's burgeoning popularity. In a December 23 article, Tom Friend of the Sports Business Journal reported that the WNBA is already attempting to leverage Clark and the Fever's prominence to captivate a global audience. The WNBA is not oblivious to Clark's stardom and, according to sources, eventually will schedule a Fever game overseas to capitalize on her Q rating, Friend stated. While the WNBA has previously held games outside the United States, the 2023 and 2024 WNBA Canada Games took place in Toronto and Edmonton. The Atlanta Dream played a preseason contest against the Great Britain women's national team in Manchester, England in 2011, and another WNBA preseason game was hosted in Monterrey, Mexico in 2004. A matchup featuring Clark and the Fever abroad would undoubtedly garner significant attention compared to any prior international events. The Dream and Seattle Storm are scheduled to participate in a third WNBA Canada game, marking the first regular season game outside the U.S., on August 15, 2025. It will be intriguing to observe which nation the WNBA may choose to host the Fever if, and when, this anticipated international game occurs. When considering her choice to join the Indiana Fever, Stephanie White reflected on what her life would entail both on and off the court. In October, the Sun parted ways with White after she led Connecticut to a cumulative record of 55-25 in consecutive appearances in the playoff semifinals. Shortly thereafter, the 47-year-old was appointed as the head coach of the Fever, where she had previously contributed significantly as both a player and a coach. After commencing her rookie season with the Charlotte Sting, who drafted the Purdue alumna with the number 21 overall selection in the 1999 WNBA draft, White was acquired by the Fever during their inaugural season. She subsequently spent 4 seasons in Indiana from 2000 to 2004 and currently ranks among the franchise's top 20 in various categories including games played, 112, assists, 225, steals, 115, and three-pointers, 92. Years later, White returned to Indiana as an assistant coach, playing a pivotal role in guiding the Fever to their first WNBA championship in 2012. Eventually, she took on head coaching responsibilities, serving 2 seasons in that capacity before departing for Vanderbilt in 2016. "This is just a really special place, special franchise," White articulated last month. "It's been a part of my DNA from day one, and will always continue to be a part of my DNA." And Fever announcer Pat Boylan would ask me, every time I come back, "What's it feel like, when you come back in this building?" And every time I said, "It feels like home." Given the rigorous demands of her profession, White acknowledged that being away from Indiana, especially during her coaching stint in Connecticut, posed a significant challenge for her family. The 2023 WNBA Coach of the Year was required to spend considerable time apart from her partner, ESPN sideline host Lisa Salters, and their 4 teenage sons while with the Sun. Being out in Connecticut every year, I would sit down with my kids and my family, even before I took the job, when I was interviewing for other jobs, and just say, "Hey, are we on board with this?" White remarked. "Each fall, it has been really difficult because I did not see my children a lot from the time they go back to school in August until I get home in October." When seeking her next opportunity in the WNBA, White ultimately concluded that Indiana represented the ideal fit. The Fever's facility is conveniently located just a drive away from her hometown of West Lebanon in Nashville, where her children are enrolled in school. For individuals with children, it is understood that these years are irreplaceable, she noted. "This time cannot be reclaimed. My family has made significant sacrifices regarding time with my children, and the opportunity for them to be present more frequently, alongside my desire to be closer to home, holds great significance. There exists a moment in life when it feels essential to establish a sense of grounding and centeredness, allowing one to remain present in their current situation." Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever's emerging talent and recipient of the WNBA Rookie of the Year award, articulated her experience with the increase in fan engagement following her record-setting debut year. Although she initially garnered national attention during her collegiate athletics, her fame surged when she was selected as an All-Star and inducted into the All-WNBA first team in her inaugural season in the league. In addition to her accomplishments, Clark was recently awarded the AP Female Athlete of the Year, surpassing Olympic icon Simone Biles for this esteemed recognition. This accolade follows her selection as Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year. The 22-year-old's ascending profile has resulted in frequent interactions with fans, which she embraces, often dedicating time to sign autographs and take photographs before and after games. For me, it remains an enjoyable experience, she communicated to AP News. Whether it lasts 15 seconds, 10 seconds, or 5 seconds, it can significantly influence the lives of young girls and boys. Witnessing the fans' enthusiasm an hour prior to the game is something I never take for granted. It is incredibly exciting, and I hope it never fades. The attention directed towards WNBA star Clark has not come without its difficulties, as she encountered considerable scrutiny and pressure throughout her collegiate and professional journeys. Reflecting on her experience, Clark expressed appreciation for her support network. "I am grateful for the individuals I had the opportunity to share this journey with," she remarked. "Just a year ago, I was still experiencing the early phase of my senior year in college. How swiftly circumstances can evolve, and I can now appreciate how remarkable that college season was." Upon receiving the AP accolade, Clark distinguished herself as only the fourth woman in professional basketball to achieve this recognition since 1931, joining legendary figures such as Sheryl Swoopes, Rebecca Lobo, and Candace Parker. Having officially entered this distinguished category, the Fever Guard conveyed her admiration for those who paved the way, particularly Parker. "I have always looked up to Candace Parker and the Trailblazers before me, and receiving this honor is truly significant. I am sincerely thankful. It has been an extraordinary year for women's basketball and for women's sports overall," she stated. ESPN analyst and former recipient Lobo commended Clark for enhancing the visibility of women's basketball and athletics. "She has attracted unparalleled attention both within the arenas and in terms of viewership to a sport deserving of recognition that previously lacked it," Lobo stated. "There has never been an occurrence quite like this. The period from 1995-97 represented a minor advancement in the evolution of the sport. This is a significant advancement. I have never witnessed anything similar. The attention currently directed at the sport is unprecedented." The former Iowa Hawkeye standout and current Indiana Fever point guard Caitlin Clark has achieved yet another distinction in her career. On Monday, the Sporting News recognized Clark as its 2024 Female Athlete of the Year. In its announcement, Sporting News remarked that Clark has created a larger-than-life influence on the collegiate, high school, and youth basketball arenas and will undoubtedly continue to do so as her WNBA career develops. Clark shared the Sporting News Athlete of the Year accolade in 2023 with LSU's Angel Reese, and this year, she holds the title of the first Female Athlete of the Year in the publication's history.